recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivia Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivia Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as the Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Chris.
Yo, we going down to Sesame Street.
That's your impression of hardcore rap?
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out of me. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in this. Oh my God.
You were like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
And the rest of the Trivia Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan, and this is episode 200.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we have a full house. I am here with Carmela Smith.
Hello, everyone.
I am here with Ben Young.
Yeah.
I am here with Chris Hollister.
What up?
And I am here with the Trivial Warfare historian himself, Scotty Too Hottie, Mr. Scott Barber.
Oh,
Scotty
Trivia
P back in
family,
the
how are we
house.
doing?
Dude.
So good to see everybody again. It's been way too long. Way too
Welcome
long.
back, my friend. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, episode 200. You know what? Before we get into all kinds of funny, fun stuff, we should remind everybody who Scott is. It's been a while.
That's true.
I didn't want to skip that. Scott, where you from, what you do, and why do you suck so bad with that hat on your head?
Well, for those of you who can't see, I am wearing a hat that is of the 2018 World Series champion Boston Red
Oh,
Sox.
jeez. It's so
Yeah,
nasty.
Yes. And I
like
am.
the Rays had a chance.
The Rays won 90 games this year. You shut your mouth.
Out of the 120 billion that they have to play.
They were a good team.
Anyway.
Okay, back to
sorry,
Scott.
They were probably the best team in Florida. I mean, I'm sure there was state champs. in Florida.
I don't know. University of Florida got to the World Series in college.
That's an excellent
football,
point.
He was including all sports, too.
And lost to our Wes's Arkansas Razorbacks.
Oh, stop talking about college. Nobody cares about that.
Everybody college except
Anyway,
for you.
back to Scott, please.
For real. What makes you interesting, dude?
Nothing. Absolutely. The fact that I'm on this show is the only thing interesting about me.
Boomer. I disagree with that.
Well, I've got CPA, which is automatically uninteresting.
That's true.
Yeah, very accountant. How many?
Hasn't offered to
I've
do
been
my
told-
taxes either. Just saying.
Well,
Tax law
you
is
don't
different
want
in
me
West
to-
Virginia.
Yeah. Well, tax law is different. Period. Are we talking taxes?
No,
My
I don't
goodness.
know why you're doing that.
Tax Talk with Scott Barber.
Oh yeah, that's great. But no, nothing makes me interesting. I'm just a boring accountant here in West Virginia. But I do enjoy a bit of trivia, and thanks to this show, I have been blessed to know a great number of trivia players, including the people, of course, in the room to which I'm speaking now. I also met the entire team that I won the Team Trivia National Championship this year with because of this show. A team known as the Sinister Six. It was 5 of the Sinister Six won nationals this year in Team Trivia. Phil had to be out with a wedding that he was going to that weekend, so we had Steve Bonneman come and fill in the spot.
That wasn't an upgrade at all.
Oh, Steve,
Aw, you be nice to Phil.
Phil's a great player.
Phil's fantastic. I stand
Steve
by my
Bonham.
joke.
Steve Bonneman, though, is a killer. I mean, he is. If you want anybody as a replacement, he's got to be top of your list. He is a super great guy too. So
There you go.
but the Sin Six, I only know them because of this podcast. So of course, I thank you all forever for having me have a way to meet those guys. But anyway, just a boring guy here in West Virginia who likes a bit of trivia and stumbled across this show and am forever thankful for it.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
So this is episode 200. It has been a long and winding road. We were having fun at... Good job, Ben. Ben dropped
This
his
is
pen.
how our day has gone, by the way.
I'm talking. I don't know what he's doing over there. All of a sudden, the pen hits the table.
He did it to me last episode where I was talking and all of a sudden a beer can opened.
Okay. Anyway, we were reminiscing about how much we love each other earlier this week. Man, that was a fun conversation. So, in a nutshell, guys, just really quickly for the audience, episode 200, what has this show meant to you? Ben, we'll start with you.
First of all, I take back everything I said nice about you, Jonathan. I tell you, man.
He just loves my doggy style. That's
This
all
is
it is.
yeah. This I'm not even gonna justify that with a.
He just did.
I'll just repeat what I said at dinner. This show means so much to me because it's not only giving me an opportunity to grow in terms of the different personalities that I've met and just learning to appreciate people for who they are, but I've also seen how all of you have also grown from the beginning up until now as a result of this show. And we just grown closer. Our families have grown closer together. And I'm just grateful for just the growth and the progress that all of our lives have had as a result of this show.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ben. Chris.
Well said. Well, I'll say the same thing I said during our wonderful dinner that Jonathan gave to us a couple days ago, and we appreciate that very much. And that is, one, I'm very thankful for the three of y'all. You guys are my family. Jonathan posted the family post on Instagram. If you didn't see it, you need to go back into his thing and see it because it's a great picture. I'm grateful for the family, but then I'm also grateful for the additional friends that I've met. And Scott, your name came up in that when I was talking to you. You and Mr. Lundberg. And then,
But not Phil for some reason.
well, I'm not as close to Phil
He
as
did
I
mention
am.
Steve Bonneman, though.
I don't think I know Steve. Thank you very much, but I'm
Sorry,
sure he's a
Phil.
swell man. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
That was
Wow,
amazing.
Jonathan
That
just
was
fist
amazing.
bumped Carmela. But I also did mention Derek Schroppel, who's just become a very fast, very quick friend, and I'm just so glad to have him as part of my circle of friends as well. So, but anyway, it's just that's been the best part. Is just the people I've been meeting through this as well. And then, of course, partnering with David Levacy is just awesome. Just that guy just knows so much crap. It's good. So, anyway, that's it.
Fabulous. Thank you, Chris.
Yep.
Carmela.
But you're the next one in the table.
Carmela.
You know he's going to go last.
So, this show has taken a person with crippling anxiety and put her in front of lots and lots of people, which actually turned out to be a good thing. So I am thankful for that. And I have met a ton of people that I would not have met. I wouldn't have met David or Stacy or Kezia or any of my Geek Bowl team, Aaron and Liz. I wouldn't have met Scott, and I love Scott.
Everybody
love
loves
you,
Scott.
too.
It's the weirdest
I
thing.
got the best hug from Scott in Boston. It was great.
Oh, wow.
And there's more to come in Vegas.
Yay!
I am a hugger. By the way, if you're listening, I come up to you. I'm a hugger. If you're not a hugger, just stick a hand out for a handshake, and I'll get the message. But
I might get him a Bailey shirt.
That's what I was writing down. That's exactly what I was writing down.
Yes. Sorry, Carmela.
I'm also thankful for the friendship I have with Marissa and Ryan. So thank you for that. And just, everyone else I've met and talked to, if I've ever talked to you on the group or if you've ever sent me a message, just know that I really do appreciate it. But anyway, I am happy to be on this show, and I am happy to have the three of you in my life. Even you, Jonathan.
I know.
Maybe especially you sometimes.
Oh,
Hug it out. Hug it out. Hug it
shut
out.
your mouth.
Jonathan and I rarely hug, but it has happened.
That's true. And as for me, everybody's already said so many of the things that I would say, so I don't want to repeat that. But I will say that it has been a magical, magical experience to have the opportunity to create a place and I don't know what you would call it, but a community where we could create a place for people like us, for lack of a better word. People who may have not always fit in with every community they've ever been a part of. People who may be a little bit awkward sometimes, or tell jokes that nobody gets, or take pride in things that other people have never taken pride in, right? And so kind of, I don't want to say our audience is full of oddballs, but if you're an oddball like me, I love you. And so the fact that we could create a community for people like us who haven't always fit in and take that and make it a place where people want to be because it's full of awesome people, that's been the most unexpected and fantastic blessing of this whole journey. And so we are indebted to you, the Trivial Warfare Army, and we are very happy to be here for our 200th episode.
Thank you to everybody.
With that being said, it is time for Warm It Up, Carmela. Ooh.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
It's time to warm it up.
Chris has been practicing. That's the only song he sings well.
It's not nice.
But it's true.
It's a third true. I sing worship songs very well. Thank you.
Okay, I'll accept that. You have a lot of practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Well, I got what I thought was a cool question from Brian Nash.
Thank you,
So
Brian.
Thank you, Brian. And it says, over the years, there have been some very questionable animated spin-offs produced for Saturday morning cartoons. I'm going to name a movie or a TV show, and you tell me if it did or did not have its own children's animated series.
Oh,
okay.
All right, so Scott, I'm going to start with you.
All right.
The $6 Million Man.
Seems like I remember a $6 Million Man cartoon, so I think that's true.
It is false.
Oh.
There has been no $6 million
I misremember
man.
I would have
know
said
there's
true.
a toy. I thought, I was going to say yes on that as well.
At least according to this, fake.
Well, hey, I believe you.
All right, Ben.
Yep.
Star Trek, the original series.
Yes, there was.
Yes, it ran from 1973 to 1974.
Nice job.
Did Chris's head nodding help you at all with that?
Did he really nod
Actually,
your
no.
head?
Chris is over there like,
Actually,
I
no.
I
didn't
started
see it at all.
nodding after he answered yes.
he
but
looked
yeah.
like a bobblehead.
I was like, come on, Ben, get this.
He's
Get
like-
this. Get us.
I didn't see it.
Get some nuts.
All right, Christopher.
Yes, ma'am.
Where were those?
What?
He said, get some nuts. I was wondering where
You
they
have
were.
nuts?
I
That's
normally
down on
keep
your
them in
counter.
Tashina's purse, but I do have them with me today.
Wow.
Hi-oh.
It's a safe place.
Mason jar.
All right, Christopher.
Yes, ma'am.
The Dukes of Hazzard.
Did the Dukes of Hazzard? I'm going to say no, they didn't.
They had a series that ran from 1983 to 1984.
Really?
There's no
Wow.
way that's not a cartoon.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right,
Jonathan probably knew that. He used
I
to
would
be
have
a
said
big
yes.
Dukes of Hazzard fan.
Jonathan.
Yes, ma'am.
RoboCop.
Why included if it's not true? I'll say yes.
It had a series that was in 1985.
Yeah.
Nice job, man.
Wow.
All right, Scott. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Bill and Ted's excellent Saturday morning cartoon.
I don't remember that one. I'll have to say no on that one.
It ran from
Yep.
1990 to 1991.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
it was-
over too.
It was actually a lot of fun.
Wow.
All right, Benjamin.
Yep.
Knight Rider.
Although it seems obvious, I don't think there was a Knight Rider cartoon.
There was not a Knight
Yeah.
Rider cartoon.
I would have
Ben.
watched it if there were.
All right, Christopher.
Yes, ma'am.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey!
Smokey.
Hey, Smokey, what you doing out there?
Give me a 40 for my birthday. Today's your birthday? What's today?
Man. Oh, this is hard. I just don't see it being a cartoon, but it was the 70s, and the 70s had some whacked up stuff. So I'm going to say yes, it was.
It did not have its own spin-off cartoon.
for 2.
Jonathan.
You and me, Chris.
Yes, ma'am.
Laverne and Shirley.
Yes.
It ran from 1981 to 1983.
Wow.
Wow.
Dang.
Every Laverne and Shirley is an awesome Laverne and Shirley.
Scott. General Hospital.
I can only imagine.
Oh my gosh, General Hospital.
Featuring Ricky Martin.
It's been on for so long, but I just don't see how they make it to a cartoon. I'm gonna say no, and let's hear how long it ran.
It did not have its own cartoon.
right, I got one.
You avoided the landmine. That was the tricky one for sure.
Ben.
Yep.
Rambo.
Rambo. I'm going to say no.
Ran in 1986.
Because when you see the movie Rambo, don't you think children's cartoon?
It was actually about a fluffy cat.
It was about our Rambo.
Gotcha.
Chris?
Yes, ma'am.
I Love Lucy.
Oh man, I think you gave me the hard ones.
I just went in order, man.
No, I hear you, but it just feels very difficult. I'm gonna say maybe.
I need a yes or no, sir.
I didn't know there was rules. Yes.
It did not have its own spin-off.
Come on. Oh, my headphones fell off.
I was surprised he didn't say it just feels hard. That's what the line I was waiting for, and he didn't deliver it.
I would not say that.
Jonathan?
Yes, ma'am.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
Did not have its own series.
My first miss.
I really thought it did. Wow.
I thought it did too.
My first miss. Did Buck Rogers have one? That might be. I might be
couldn't
thinking
tell
of a
you.
Buck Rogers one.
But this says that Battlestar Galactica did not. So, all right, Scott, the Brady Bunch.
It's a story of a cartoon lady.
Oh, I don't remember seeing it. I gotta say no.
Ran from 1972 to 1974.
I was shaking my head for you, Scott. I was like, come on, Scott, say yes. Say yes.
Are the two of you both still over?
No, I had one.
No, he got
I had
one.
one.
I'm the
I had
only
General
one that hasn't
Hospital,
gotten
right?
one yet.
Yeah, he got General Hospital. All right, Ben, The Odd Couple.
No.
Ran in
Oh,
1975.
my God.
Oh,
Did.
Chris,
Yes, ma'am.
Here we go.
Breaking Bad.
Oh.
Okay. No.
Yeah, of course it didn't.
Ah.
Stupid. Why would you
All
do
right.
something for Breaking Bad?
I was going to say,
I was like, if there is, I'm going to find
Just
it
like,
and
why
watch
would you
it.
do something for RoboCop, which they
Exactly.
did in 1985 for some reason?
unless I was thinking, yes, it's ran for 3 years on the internet. I was like, no.
It's part of Adult Swim.
I know, right?
All right, Jonathan,
Yes.
I Dream of Jeannie.
Yes.
It ran from 1973 to 1975.
It also ran on the entry song for every episode of I Dream of Jeannie. She was a little cartoon character dancing, so I was going to argue that even if it wasn't
Well,
right.
of course you were going to argue that because that's the one thing that Jonathan does.
That was a cartoon.
Anyway, but it is true. All right.
They did that on
We've got-
Bewitched too, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah. We've got 2 more rounds.
Oh my gosh.
Scott Highlander.
Boy, that's a hard sell of cartoons where guys have to lop each other's heads off, but I'll say no.
Ran from 1994 to 1996.
Wow. Okay. There's a Saturday morning cartoon for you.
Yep.
Ben, Gilligan's Island.
I'm going to say yes.
Ran from 1974 to 1975 and again from 1982 to 1983.
Good job, Ben.
Twice.
Twice. Chris,
Time.
Yes, ma'am.
Godzilla.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Ran from 78 to 79.
Oh, you gave me a slow pitch softball on that one. Thank you.
Go, Sheila.
Jonathan,
Yes.
Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
1975.
I've seen those.
Scott,
Ugh.
Yes.
Friday the 13th. This is the last round, by the way.
Friday the 13th. That sounds terrible, but I've been wrong every time, so I guess let's go yes.
No.
You got tricked.
I did get tricked.
Benjamin,
Yep.
The Love Boat.
The Love Boat.
This cartoon was exciting and new.
I'm going to say no.
It did not have its own spinoff.
Oh, I thought it did. Interesting. Okay.
All right, Christopher,
Yes, ma'am.
Punky Brewster.
Yes.
Ran from 85 to 86.
I actually watched that.
And finishing off with Jonathan, MacGyver.
No.
Did not have its own animated spin-off.
Nice.
So
All
that
right.
was your Warm It Up from Brian Nash, your useless trivia man.
All right. Thank you, Brian.
Nash.
Good job. Now, before we get to the game, I want to talk a little bit about Patreon. You guys know that we have the most awesome listeners in the world, and
It's
they
true.
make this show possible by supporting the show on Patreon. Since we made the change, though, I do get people, as we do bonuses, who have really kind of been disappointed, and they say things like, Jonathan, it feels like you're just trying to put everything on the exclusive feed because all you want is for people to pay you money. And I just wanted to call it out, because if you're thinking that, the answer is yes. That is exactly what I'm trying to do. We are going to produce as much cool stuff on the bonus feed as possible, because we are definitely trying to be a full-time business. We're trying to make money. We're trying to give you reasons to say this is worth it for me to buy. And so recently we put out a Marvel Cinematic Universe bonus.
Yep.
I can tell you that we are in the process of editing the lost episodes from earlier this year with Aaron Barclay and Andrew Thomas and Lauren Carey, the ones that had the sound issues. Those are going to go out on the exclusive feed.
Very cool.
We have a theater and musicals show lined up to record right after Christmas. That's going to go on the exclusive feed.
We had our first movie club go out.
We had the UHF movie, the watch along, go out on the exclusive feeds. And in January, we're going to be recording a 2018 year-end review episode that's going to go out on the exclusive feed. So, putting in overtime over here to make it the place to be on Patreon at trivialwarfarearmy.com. If you love the show and you want to make sure you don't miss any episodes, and you want to make sure you have access to all the bonuses that we're working on, trivialwarfarearmy.com, lieutenant or higher is the place to be.
And it does support, it does support the show and help us grow. So.
It 100% supports the show. All right, today's game. It is the special every 100 episode game where we go back and look at the previous year, and Scott has listened to old episodes from the last 100 to pick questions where all of us missed them. And we're going to go head to head, Ben versus Jonathan versus Carmela versus Chris, answering questions that we have all missed in the past. So, that is what we're going to do, and it is time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
All right, Scott.
All right, as Jonathan just said, we are going to go through old episodes and pull out questions that everyone missed. Now, I've pulled this from episodes all the way back as episode 63 to as recent as...
He went even farther past 100.
Yeah, because, I didn't want to get too recent in case you could remember them. But at the same time, it's hard to find a lot of games where the 4 of you are all on there. And this is a nice little kudos.
You didn't have to do that.
This is a nice little kudos to all of you, is that some of them I was listening to didn't have what is they call in Jeopardy a triple stumper. Didn't have one where everyone missed it. There was a few episodes where I only got one question out of it because you all were doing so well at it. So
hey, God bless you, Scott.
So,
right?
So congratulations to you on it. So
he's like, y'all wanted me to do that again? All right, this is a labor of love.
It's one of those where I just kept going back and back. I was like, they're really good. I mean, it's just holy cow.
Better than we used to be.
But I do have plenty of questions, so do not fear. We do have some old favorites here and a little twist toward the end. And again, I've made the halftime and the final unique because they're worth so many points. Just figured, it wouldn't be fair unless we did it that way. So,
all right.
Without any further ado, first question of the day is from episode 63, Jonathan and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes.
Ben hosted. And your category is in before and after. Recording artists Mark Morrison
Oh.
and Louis Armstrong collaborate to tell the story of a man who, brokenhearted by his lover, leaves town only to return and perform mafia-style hits on all his enemies.
I'm locked in.
Locked.
You know I'm locked in.
All right. I believe it's Return of the Mac the Knife.
I have Return of the Mac the Knife.
Well, Mark, we finally get to redeem this one. Return of the Mac the Knife.
Return of the Mac the Knife.
Return of the Mac the Knife it is. The first time around, Jonathan, you said, "What a wonderful world, be free."
I stand by that answer.
And Chris, you said, "What a wonderful world." Carmela, you didn't give an answer. And it was Return of the Mac the Knife, and I was very surprised that none of you had ever heard of Mark Morrison or Return of the Mac. But now it's become an old chestnut of the show. And if if you're new to the show, go back and listen to some of the old episodes. You'll see you may hear a lot of references to Return of the Mac.
If I get one more picture of somebody listening,
if I could speak for Jonathan. Now we've answered it correctly. You do not have to send us pictures of Return of the Mac anymore. You do not. I agree, Jonathan.
At least 50 in the last year.
Yes, easy.
That's funny. So your next question comes from Trivial Warfare 130. Gnarl Sharkley.
I loved that episode title. I loved that episode title.
You lied to me.
This one also hosted by Ben, and the category is in Oscars. What actress has won the most Oscars in the acting categories?
Now I remember why we all got this wrong.
I'm locked in. Oh, the shark bites with its teeth. They
I'm locked in.
scarlet billows start to spread.
You remember there was a McDonald's commercial that used to go to that?
Mac tonight.
Yeah,
It's
make it Mac
tonight.
Yeah.
Come on, make it Mac tonight.
All right, hold up for a second. Scott, can you go ahead and repeat the question, please?
No problem. What actress has won the most Oscars in the acting categories?
All right, I'm locked in, Carmela.
Oh, is Ben already locked in?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm trying to think. It's not working. I think in this one, I think I was on a team with Chris. I think we ended up going with like Meryl Streep or something like that. I probably got that wrong. But it obviously wouldn't be her. So right now I'm between Audrey Hepburn and I think Betty. Was it with Betty Davis I was thinking of? No, it was the other one. Joan Crawford. Doing an internal coin flip. Ping!
Boing flip.
Boing flip. I'm going to say Hepburn as my answer. So,
All right.
Out of curiosity, before anybody else answers, are you going to need more information on that answer, Scott?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Well, actually, you know what? I will. I do need a first name on that.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, then Audrey Hepburn.
Okay. On my end, I do remember a lot of people answering Streep the first time because she's been nominated the most, but I believe the right answer is Katharine Hepburn.
Ah.
I also locked in with Katharine Hepburn.
I locked in Hepburn, but I was thinking Catherine at the time. So I was thinking in my mind it was Katharine Hepburn. I wrote down Hepburn.
Okay.
So if you ask me to clarify, it's Catherine.
All right. Scott.
Well, the first time around, everyone answered Meryl Streep. But with 4 Academy Awards, it is Katharine Hepburn.
All right.
Last question in round 1 is in the category of sports.
Sports.
Oh, the
This is
sports
from-
ones we all miss are super hard.
Yep.
And there's a lot of sports one in here. So
Oh, man.
almost unavoidable, but we shall persevere. This is from episode 161,
Oh, the most recent one you did.
titled Dumb and Dumber. Once again, hosted by Ben. Ben must really not like you guys.
Well, not just that was the episode where Chris gave us the title because he called me and Ben Dumb and Dumber when he got frustrated with us.
That's like every episode that I'm on with the two of you guys.
He's like, "Hey, Dumb and Dumber, shut up over there."
Well, except for last episode, because me and Ben were awesome.
This is a bit of a cheat because this was a question you missed for the bonus points, but it's still a valid question. At the end of each stage of the Tour de France, the rider who is the leader of the points classification is awarded the sprinter's jersey, which is what color?
Oh, crap.
I know. I remember the question.
I don't even remember what the answer was for the main part of the question.
Locked in.
Oh, this sucks.
I'm locked in.
I remember parts of the discussion.
Locked in.
It's either red, green, or white. Yellow is the overall leader. Red, green, or white. And somebody talked about logic about lots of people wearing white. I'm going to say green. I'm saying green. Carmela, what do you think?
So I went through red and white, and honestly just did another internal coin flip and went with white.
White. All right, Ben.
I locked in with green.
Green. Chris. I said green. I'm going black. Chris went black.
He locked in with green.
I didn't hear that.
He heard it from the bathroom. He said it from the bathroom. Say it again, Chris.
I could have sworn I heard black.
You're just going to pretend like you didn't hear
I just heard him say black.
Chris said
Don't
green.
listen to that behind the curtain.
It's circled.
Can you hear him, Scott?
Yeah, barely. I'm not dead yet.
Let me look at it. Let me look at his
I'm
sheet
happy.
here.
It's on the other side.
His sheet says, buy Scott a Bailey WWE shirt. That's what he locked in
Yes.
with. Yes.
Is that
I'll take a size
All
large.
right, no,
please.
he locked in and circled black.
Cheaters never win, Jonathan.
No, that was before episode
That was
61.
I was going to say that was an older episode. Yes. I've
All
asked
right,
about that.
he said green.
I locked in with green. Man, it just shows. Never used a
So-
bathroom in this in this
Not
game.
during a question. No, that's unusual.
Ben did it.
Ben jumped off a bridge. Would you do it?
Maybe.
Well, yeah, I trust Ben.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
Ben, you should just start doing some crazy stuff so we can watch Chris have to do it too.
If I jump off a bridge, you're probably better off jumping off with me. Because, yeah.
I jump, you jump, Jack.
Yep.
All right, Scott, what's the answer?
Might as well jump.
So the first time around, Jonathan, you said red.
Yeah.
And Chris and Carmela, you said white. The answer is green.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm doing so well, guys.
Oh, I know.
I'm doing great.
All right. That brings us to the fourth question from the category of television.
Hold on. Are we doing rounds?
Sorry, round. Yes, sure. Yeah.
Was that the end of a round?
It was.
That was the end of the round. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
At the
Let's
end,
do the end of the round so you can give us a score.
yes, at the end of the round, the scores are 30 to 30 to 30 to 10. Ben, Jonathan, and Chris are tied for the lead.
All right. Round number 2, starting with the first question in the category of television.
Television is
TV.
This came from episode 101, Winning.
Winning.
I am winning this game.
Yeah.
That's
Was that
exactly
one?
right.
Oh, that's right.
Jonathan was adamant he was winning this game.
I don't think I won that
he didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't, but he was adamant. Every round, I am winning this game.
Yep.
Didn't happen. But
Power of positive thinking failed me. I haven't thought positively since.
I think your lack of points failed you.
all right, from the winning episode hosted by Carmela, the question is, on the show The Love Boat,
The Love Boat.
spoke about The Love Boat earlier.
We sure did.
On the show The Love Boat, Doc was played by Bernie Koppel, but Doc had a name. What was Doc's name?
All right, I'm out. I can't remember.
Ah, no.
I am
No.
Damn you, 2016, Carmela. We recorded this on
I'm
New
locked in.
Year's Eve, 2016.
Wow.
Was
Sure
that
did.
episode.
I'm locked
Legit.
in.
Because we recorded 100
Yeah.
on the same time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that guy's name.
I don't remember it either. I bet I guessed McCoy.
Doc McCoy.
I bet you I guessed McCoy. Or Bones. I might have said Bones.
How about Brown?
Look at the bones. Doc Brown. That would have been nice too.
Marty, you gotta come back with me.
Somebody get my brown pants.
Where? Back to the future.
Oh.
My locked-in answer is meanwhile.
What was
I
the?
mean,
Was that the whole question? What was his name?
yes.
Darn it!
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice.
All right, I'm locked in.
So is it just me?
Yep.
Your answer's not going to be worse than mine. Guarantee.
I'll take that Nesty challenge for me.
I bet you. I bet you I'm worse.
All right. Richards. His name was Richards. I don't know.
Dr. Dix. All right, I said Zhivago.
I said, meanwhile, back in wrong answerville.
Okay, yours was worse than mine.
Oh, I said Martin.
Doc Martin.
Doc Martin.
British doctor.
All right, the first time around, Chris and Ben, you said Cruisin' O'Shaughnessy.
Yes, that was awesome.
Jonathan, you answered with Doc McBoatins.
Doc McBoatins.
Landon Doc
McStuffins.
That's not bad.
Oh.
And Carmela, you were hosting, so you had the right answer, which was Dr. Adam Bricker. Dr. Adam Bricker.
Okay, now it sounds familiar.
No,
but-
it's completely non-memorable. Oh my gosh. You know what we just did? We threw up a bunch of bricks.
We did.
On to the second question of the round from episode 148, Tyler Periwinkle.
Man, we have had some good show
Those are good
titles.
show titles, man.
I came up with that one.
Ben was hosting, and your category is in video games.
Oh, crap.
All your base are belong to us is a poorly translated line. From what 1992 Japanese video game?
Damn it. Is there some that you just know? It's like, nope. That's not in there.
My answer is, why does Scott hate me?
And may I remind, for those of you who don't know, the person who came up with the idea for this format for the 100, 200 games, Chris Hollister.
Yes. Yes. And it's a brilliant format, by the way. I appreciate you, Chris.
Oh, thank you. I have a few. I have a few good ideas.
I guarantee I know what I answered. I answered Russians attack or Russian attack or something like that. I guarantee it. I might go with it again.
Oh, I have been looking forward to hosting this game for weeks.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I'm locked in with my extremely wrong answer.
I'm locked in.
Actually, a better question is, why does Ben hate us?
I remember when I heard the answer to the question, I was like, what? I've never heard of that.
I know the meme. You know, all your base are belong to us.
Yes.
I know that, but it's,
Everybody's
anyway, I'm
locked
locked
in?
in.
No, I'm not locked in.
Okay.
Would you like to lock in with my wrong answer?
I am locked in.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay, so I know I said Russians attack last time. Russian attack. I feel like it is a military theme. I'm going to say Command and Conquer.
All right, my answer was Red Dawn, the video game.
AKA
Yeah.
Russian attack.
AKA North Korea attack, if you want to do the remake.
Ben, what'd you answer?
I just did a throwback to a Eddie Murphy Saturday Night Live skit, and I said Galactic Prophylactic.
That's legit, man.
I went with the only correct answer, and that is Canada McMaple Bacon.
Oh.
Maple Bacon makes a return. So the first time around, Chris, Carmel, you were on team, and you went with StarCraft.
Yeah, that's why I knew I went with the first time.
Yep.
Jonathan went with Russian attack. The correct answer is Zero Wing.
Oh, God. Okay.
I'm going to get that tattooed like the inside of my wrist for the next time this happens.
I'm going to have it tattooed backwards on my forehead so I could see it in a mirror.
So your last question in the round is in the category of math, and I put a question mark at the end of this because it's questionable how, and I could see where it's a math question, but it's from episode 118, Patches O'Houlihan. Chris hosted this episode, and your question is,
Crap, I'm humped.
how many equal sides does an icosahedron have?
I'm locked in.
Can you spell that, please?
That is ICOSAHEDRON.
Locked in.
Icosahedron.
Or icosahedron, if you prefer.
I know I couldn't pronounce it during the show. Shocker, I'm sure.
Everybody's locked in but me?
I'm now
Chris
locked in,
isn't.
so now you could talk it out.
So I think 20 is dodecahedron, something like that. Pretty sure hedron is more than 10 sides. Because I think anything less than it has gon in it. Pentagon, hexagon, septagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon, icosahedron. Maybe it starts at 20. Icosahedron. I'm not getting anything from this prefix. I'm going to lock in with 30.
All right. Carmela, what's the name for these things? Something solids.
Platonic solids.
Platonic solids. So this is where Carmela educated us, because all the gons are two-dimensional with sides. The hedrons are the ones that are like spheres and that kind of stuff. Well, not a sphere, but you know what I mean. And we went through the whole thing, and we learned, I believe at the time, that dodecahedron was 12, 2 plus 10. And I remember this being more of a gaming question after the fact, because it's the 20-sided die. So I said 20-sided.
I have 2 of them in my bag right now. It's D20. It's 20 sides.
Dang it! Yep, I couldn't remember. I remember the conversation between 12 and 20, and I was going back and forth in it. And unfortunately, I wrote 12.
Well, the first time around, Jonathan, Ben were on team. You answered 100.
That's a good answer.
Carmela answered 16, and the answer is 20.
Yes.
And it was the same conversation last time, was that if this would have had a gaming angle to it, it probably would have been a little different answer the first time. It's the reason I put the question mark on the math bit.
All right. After the second round, Jonathan has taken a lead, 40 to Ben and Chris's 30 to Carmela's 20.
Yay, I got one.
You were one of only 2 people who scored anything in that round.
Jonathan, of course, happy because he was the other one.
I didn't say that. But
You
it's
thought
true.
It's damn true.
So your first question, round 3, is in the category of sport.
Sport ball. Sports.
Once again, coming from 148 Tyler Periwinkle. In terms of average live attendance, which country hosts the most watched soccer league in the world?
Locked in.
I remember the discussion.
Yep, so do I.
Was Josh Mullen on that episode?
I believe that's right. I'll have to check.
I was on a team with somebody.
He only writes
You were
down
on
when we
team.
are on
Yeah.
it.
Was
You
that?
might have been on
He
a
only
team with
writes
me.
down if we were in it.
Oh, okay. I was on a team, and I feel like it might have been with him.
Oh, sorry. It was Matt Chestnut.
Oh, okay. All right. I am locked in.
All right, I'm locked in.
So I have one answer I wrote down here. I was trying to figure if I get away from it. I remember, because I think Carmela's favorite soccer team is Bundesliga. Is that your favorite soccer team?
I'm not answering that question.
She's not answering. I remember there being a conversation and Carmela got upset that she missed this because Bundesliga is her favorite team and they're in Germany. So I locked in Germany.
Okay.
So I think when I originally had this question, I was going back and forth, and I ended up landing on Brazil. And I think I was upset because my favorite team is Bayern Munich, who
Bayern
plays
Munich.
in the Bundesliga,
Yes.
which is in Germany. So I answered Germany.
I remember having conversations about population. And so we were talking about how popular soccer had gotten in China.
Yep, that was...
And we also considered India. And there's no way it was a European country. But I think it was, and I locked in Germany.
Oh, wow. Okay, so fortunately, I'm the oddball out. I knew it wasn't a country that I expected, because France was in there, Spain was in there, and I was like, no, I don't think it was either of those. I remember the conversation about China very clearly, and I knew clearly it wasn't that, and I knew it wasn't Brazil, but I locked in Mexico.
All right. Chris and Carmel, the first time around, you did answer Brazil. And Jonathan, your team answered with China. The correct answer, averaging over 43,000 a game in the Bundesliga, it is Germany.
Yes.
Yay, one I'm glad I remembered.
Your next question from TW63 in the category of history. Who was the legendary Benedictine monk who invented champagne?
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
Crap. Leo the 10th just popped in my head for absolutely no reason at all. I don't even know if that's a real thing or not.
Was
They called him Leox because it was Leo 10. Leox.
His nickname was the Lion.
So because you're making fun of it, I'm guessing that's not a correct answer.
You don't know that? I could be trying to throw you off.
She's like, you don't know me.
I'm locking in with Leo.
Chris?
Okay. I locked in with Dom Perignon.
I said Dom Perignon.
Dom Perignon.
Well, first time around, Jonathan, you said Corbell. Carmela went with Francis of Assisi, and Chris went with Sebastian. Correct answer is Dom Perignon.
Chris, Ben, what did you say?
I said
Leo.
Oh, he was the host. Oh,
No,
no,
just now.
this time he said Leo.
All right. DiCaprio, incorrect.
The mutant Ninja Turtle.
Your last question in the category of music.
Music.
From the 101st episode, Winning. Crowdfunding has become a viable source for getting projects funded and has had a lot of publicity over the past few years. Who was the first musician to break $1 million on a Kickstarter project?
Oh, crap.
I remember this question, and I remember that I'm not going to know this person's name.
Yep, I'm right there with you. Carmela asked this
Sure
question.
did.
So, yep.
It is somebody she is familiar with,
Yep.
which explains why she locked in so quickly.
Yep.
You told us all about her. Him. It. Them. Stupid.
Nice
stupid.
save.
Stupid.
All right, I'm locked in with probably a wrong answer.
Locked in.
I am going to go with the famous French artist, Rebecca Donation.
No donation.
Donation.
That sounded more Creole than anything else.
Creole French.
Sounds like Adam Sandler. Depression.
All right. Chris, what did you say?
I locked in with Lana Del Rey.
Okay. Ben?
I locked in with Sia.
So we recently did an AMA, and someone had asked me if I had to listen to,
Yeah, you said somebody whose name I didn't know.
and it is this album called Theater is Evil, and it is by Amanda Palmer.
Amanda Palmer.
She also happens to be married to Neil Gaiman.
She was originally part of the Dresden Dolls,
Yep.
and she was the first one to break the $1 million in Kickstarter project. It is Amanda Palmer.
Oh, Carmela.
Yay!
First time- The first time around, by the way, the first time Chris and Ben, you were on team, you answered Megan Trainor, and Jonathan, you went with Jack White.
Yep. Okay. After the third round, Jonathan has 60. Carmela has 50. Ben and Chris have 40.
Carmela swept that round.
She came out strong in round 3.
I was really mad for missing that that Oscars question and saying Audrey instead of Catherine.
When you said Audrey the first time, I was like, I'm going to make her say that first name.
You're-
All right, Scott,
Sure am.
what's your original midpoint?
The original midpoint is in the category of football American style.
Woohoo!
Why, Scott?
Because I knew you'd do well in that third round. That's why.
She's like, I loved you.
There are 7 NFL head football coaches that have at least 200 regular season victories. For 4 points each, name 5.
Damn it, brain, I'll go blank.
North! Brian, what do you think? I've got nothing, Pinky.
All right, I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
So it's just me and Carmela left.
Oh, I was going to ask if it was just me, but I didn't realize you hadn't locked in yet. I have 4 names. I'm trying to come up with a 5th one. I am confident that I've at least written down 4 football coaches. So there is that. That is
It's a good start.
That is a small victory for me.
There you go.
I got nothing else for this 5th one. I'm locked in.
All right,
Yeah,
Ben.
I'm struggling for a 5th here. I know for sure Shula, 328, something like that. I have Belichick. I'm pretty sure that he's won over 200. And then Landry for the Cowboys, just because he coached for 1,000,000 years. And the Cowboys were very good during very many of those years. I have Chuck Noll with the Steelers. Even though those were 14-game seasons, they won a lot in the 70s. So he probably won over 100 games just in the 70s alone. And then he coached the team until I think the late 80s or early 90s when Bill Cowher took over. So I have Shula, Belichick, Landry, Knoll. And now I got to pick between Lombardi and Schottenheimer. I have Andy Reid because he's still coaching. He's been coaching a while. Oh, I'm forgetting somebody. San Francisco. What was his damn name?
Jack Del Rio.
No. What was his name? West Coast offense. Oh, God, this is going to bother me. I have to pull this name because he's definitely on this list. Oh, I can see his face. Joe Montana. West Coast offense. This is so painful. Why can't I think of any of these guys' names?
I know who you're thinking of, Ben.
What's his damn name?
I know.
Halogen.
God. It's not Bromine.
You should just say bromine.
That'd be a great answer.
No, I'm not going to say Bromine.
Why you got to be so mean, bro?
It's the damn guy from the 49ers. Oh, why can't I think of his guy's name? I can't think of the Bears coach name either. Oh,
I can give you that too.
I know you can.
Still Bears.
The Bears.
His name is Dick something. Coach Dick.
Doubles.
Dick Mitka.
George Mike Ditka. Yep, that's his name.
I should have. That's who I
Dick
should have.
Mitka.
No, his name is Mike Ditka. Shut your
Ditka.
stupid face.
Dika.
Oh, 49ers. What is his name? Oh, my God. This is so painful. Oh, West Coast offense. Joe Montana. He won tons of Super Bowls. And then he gave it over. So Seifert was his successor.
That's
George
true.
Seifert came after him. Damn it, what's his name? Oh,
I'm
my
enjoying
God.
this tremendously.
I'm glad you
I am
are.
enjoying
This
this.
is so much fun.
Who came after Seifert, Chris? What was the guy's name's on?
Shut
on
up!
right now.
I
Shut
just want
up.
to give my wrong answer so we
Mariucci?
can
Mariucci.
continue.
Yes, there
Mariucci
he
was the
goes.
next
See,
one.
now this, you know what's interesting? You have a damn double standard because when you're thinking really hard, you want everybody in the room to shut up and not say
Well,
a damn
that's
word.
only
When I'm thinking really hard, I'll just talk all you want.
after a little while. I let you guys run for a while, and then I tell you to shut up.
Whatever.
Mariucci?
Shut up.
Leviosa.
You shut up too.
We've hit that point in the episode. I just want to give him the answer just so that he can get past it.
No, you don't.
That's not right.
Name's not coming to me.
Starts with a B.
Doesn't start with a B.
The hell it doesn't.
It starts with a B.
All right, I'm going Schottenheimer.
Damn, I really wish I had given you the answer now.
Shula, Belichick, Landry, Knoll, Schottenheimer.
Well, you wanted Bill Walsh. And Bill Walsh only coached for dude, he only coached for 12 years.
It's the wrong answer, bro.
He gone.
Are you getting another beer?
Oh, my God.
Give me a soda while you're down there.
So I had Don Shula, Marty Schottenheimer, who I do think did it, and I'm really irritated that I should have just given him Bill Walsh. I said Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells, and Dan Reeves.
You want me to go or you want to go?
I'll just give my wrong answers.
Okay.
I said Lombardi, Belichick, Landry, Coughlin, and Johnson.
Good old Lucky Johnson.
Hey, Johnson won quite a few games.
Ben actually had most of my list. I put Don Shula, I put Bill Belichick, I put Tom Landry, I put Chuck Knoll, and then the fifth one I was kind of bantering about a bit, but they put his name on the trophy after all. I put Vince Lombardi. All right, Scott, break some people's hearts.
All right, Dan Reeves came in just shy at 190.
Oh, my God.
190 wins. Chuck Knoll
I would have said Knoll next if I hadn't chose Reeves.
just shy at 193.
Ooh.
My third choice would have been Joe Gibbs.
100.
Well, he didn't even make all that list
Oh,
because
geez.
next on the list is Andy Reid with 194. Probably
Oh,
will end up
man.
breaking it next year.
Yep.
But your top 7 NFL head football coaching wins, all with 200 or more. Don Shula, 328. Ben had the exact number. George Halas, Papa Bear Halas,
Oh, wow.
318. Bill Belichick, 259 and counting. Tom Landry, 250. Curly Lambeau,
Oh, that's who I was trying to think of.
226. Paul Brown.
Wow, it's the old guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at exactly 200, Marty Schottenheimer.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
got 4.
I missed
That's
two.
not bad.
You got 4, I got 3.
I got 2.
I got 3.
I didn't get 0 though. And I did name, with the exception of Johnson, all football coaches.
Nice job.
Jimmy Johnson
Jimmy
is a Hall of
Johnson.
Fame football coach.
Oh,
There
is
you
he?
go.
I know
No, he's
Jimmy
not Hall of
Johnson,
Fame.
the
He's not?
NASCAR racer.
He will be.
Maybe. No, I don't think he's college. I was thinking maybe college, but he's not in the NFL.
After the midpoint, Jonathan has 72. Carmela has 58. Ben has 56. Chris has 52. 72 to 58 to 56 to 52.
All right.
By the way, just had to mention this, though. Bill Walsh only had 92 wins. And was exactly one. He's 48th on the list and is exactly 1 win behind
Jack Del Rio.
Jack Del Rio with 93.
Really? Oh my God.
Jack Del Rio 93.
That's
Bill
why I
Walsh,
wanted to
92.
give you Walsh. I was a B. I
I went
really
with
did want you to get him.
It was. I didn't think he was the right answer. After I thought, think about it, I was like, wait a minute. He didn't coach for a long time because Seifert took over fairly quickly.
Yeah.
But
And they
it
sucked
was
in the
killing me.
70s.
I couldn't think of his name.
All right, your round 4 first question is in the category of navigation.
Navigation.
From Return of the Geek, episode 108, hosted by Chris Hollister.
Dan Lundberg was in that episode, wasn't he?
I believe he was.
I believe he was too. I think that's where the name came from.
Your question is, who was the first navigator to cross the Antarctic Circle?
Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much.
Locked in. I hope I'm right.
I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it.
You hate it. I just watched a TED video this week about the race to the South Pole.
Ooh.
By the way, I apologize to Dan Lundberg. It's not Dan Lundberg, it's Dan Sweat.
Oh. You know, he hates Macklemore.
He really does. That
He
was
does
an
hate
amazing
Macklemore.
conversation. Oh, wow. I don't know why I broke up there. Hi,
I'm
everybody.
glad that you're finally hitting puberty.
When it's time to change.
I'm sure Angie's really glad that he's hitting puberty.
You're not supposed to help her out, Ben. Ben, do you not like the snacks at our house?
He's still my boy, Blue.
All right.
You my boy, Blue.
Yeah, he didn't want to threaten those snacks.
Yeah, snacks are important.
Do we have a question?
Yeah, who crossed the Antarctic Circle
That's
first?
right. That's right. None of us really want to answer this question.
I'm locked in.
Oh, you are?
I am also locked in.
Oh, are you locked in?
No.
Booyaka.
Berating myself. Because I don't remember the video that I watched.
Don't berate yourself. That's not nice.
But you could beret yourself. Just get a nice beret. A little jaunty angle.
I do have a beret.
See? You beret yourself.
It's blue.
What, is it a raspberry beret?
I just said it was blue.
I didn't hear it.
Baby beret.
I am locked in.
A part of me wants to say Reinhold Messner just to say something different. But I'm pretty sure he didn't. So I'm going to go with a Munson. Because I always go with a Munson, and every once in a while he's right, but I hate this so much.
Thurman Munson?
No, just any General Munson.
Okay.
Not the Munson, but a
Munson. Yes, for sure.
Audrey
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Munson.
Oh, wait, that's the other.
She was a Street Fighter character. A Munson.
All right. So,
Bringing it back from a previous episode.
so, Jonathan, are you locked in, bro?
I said a Munson.
Okay. I locked in with Cook.
I locked in with a Munson. I figure he's got to be right someday.
I said Shackleton.
Ooh, that sounds right.
Well, the first time around, Carmela, you said Magellan. And Jonathan and Ben, the first time, said a Munson. The correct answer, and it happened in 1773, is James Cook.
Oh,
Look.
Chris, you got it right?
I remembered.
Oh, my goodness.
Your next question in the category of math.
Crap. Ben asked it.
I asked a math question every once in a while.
You did, but
So does
usually we
Chris.
get those answers. Ben asks the hard math questions.
From episode 148, Tyler Periwinkle, which was hosted by Ben Young.
Man, that was a hard episode,
Take-
apparently.
Yeah.
Or Scott only really listened to 6 episodes. and we actually had a ton of wrong answers every game.
Okay, again, there were a lot of episodes where at the end of it, I was like, well,
that was useless.
There's 45 minutes down the drain, and I was just skipping. I was actually at the point of rooting for a game that happened a year and a half ago. Like, come on, just miss it right here. That's all I want. Just get me something out of this up. No, God. Right.
So Ben had a couple of really hard games, is what we're hearing.
Yep.
Or we were just exceptionally dumb on those episodes. That could have well be.
Yeah.
I'm not here to judge. Your question in the category of math, taking its name from a Latin word meaning swelling or protuberance. A torus is a geometric shape resembling what baked good? Hint, this food in Nordic countries is often called a monk, referencing to the holy hairstyles worn by medieval Catholics.
Oh, I remember this conversation.
I'm going to lock in and hope that I remembered this correctly.
I remember the two choices.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
You're probably remembering the same two that I did, and I'm hoping I picked the right one.
I've locked in with my wrong answer.
The two primary ones I remember are the argument between donut and croissant. And I wonder if there was a third option of bagel somewhere in this. I remember the conversation about perhaps it being the shaved front of the head, which could be a croissant, or the shaved back, like top noggin part that could be like the donut. I don't like the donut part, though, because donuts have holes, and those things in the back don't have holes. I'm going to go with croissant.
Yeah, I remember the exact conversation. I think we went with, I think it was Carmela and I think we went with croissant.
Oh, damn.
Or crescent. And I wrote down donut.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I remember it was either croissant or donut, and I think we wrote down croissant the first time because I was like, oh, it's the Friar Tuck.
Yep.
Where he's got the thing with the bald spot on top, so I said donut.
Well, I wrote the question. It's definitely donut.
Wow,
well, the first time around, there is that. The first time around, everyone did say croissant. It is donut.
I'm the only one who messed that up. And my lead has evaporated.
All right, your last question in the round is in food and drink. From 161, Dumb and Dumber. Once again, Ben Young. What soft drink was originally developed in the 1940s by the Hartman brothers as a mixer for Tennessee whiskey?
I am locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
It's Mountain Dew.
It's Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
This time I'm not going to do a Mountain Don't because it's a Mountain Dew.
Nice, Carmela.
All right, first time around, Jonathan, you said ginger ale. Chris Carmela, you said RC. It's Mountain Dew.
Scores are getting higher.
I'm drinking Mountain Dew right now.
I think I'm doing better in this episode than I did in 100.
You swept that round.
You did a lot better in this game than you did in 100. You were terrible in 100.
I thought I was terrible too in 100, but that's like every
I'm pretty sure I stinked it up in 100. I was worse than everybody.
I know I got last place.
Yeah.
You got last place?
Yeah, I got last place.
Scores are a tie for the first, 82 to 82, Chris and Jonathan. Carmela has 78. Ben has 76.
Holy cow! I am tied for first.
Coming up.
Fifth round. Holy crap!
We're all within 10 points of each other.
If you were betting at home, it would not be this.
Oh. How many people are playing the home game today?
Chris, you are funniest many times. 80% of your funniest jokes are when you're not trying intentionally to be funny.
Oh, okay.
You're just kind of stream of consciousness.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know.
That is true.
Good to know. I appreciate that, y'all.
All right, your first question.
What do you think that's a compliment? When
I
you're
meant it
trying to
be.
be funny, you're not. You're funny just normally.
He's just saying that when
if
you're being
80% of the
genuine,
time,
not forcing
if
it.
you make,
Exactly.
if 80% of the time I laugh at something you say because you're not intentionally trying to be funny, you're just saying what's on your mind. That means you're naturally a funny person.
But the inverse is when you're trying to be funny, it's not.
Yeah, it's just like guys are good at freestyling, usually aren't that good at written verses, and vice versa. So
Let me put it to you this way. I never thought about the inverse of it. I got what you were saying the first time, so
that's why you're my blood
respect.
blue.
That's right.
60% of the time.
By God, he's dead.
Yeah, Chris, 60% of the time it works every time. That's what
That's right.
All right, your first question in round number 5. Your first question in round number 5 is in the category sports.
Sport ball.
Sports.
In 1988, Pam Postema became the first woman in Major League Baseball to do what? Last name is spelled Postema. This is from episode 161, Dumb and Dumber.
All right, I'm locked in. Does your shirt say Country Toad?
Yeah, it does. Country Toads Take Me Home. Yeah, it's a picture of a toad with a taxi hat on.
Awesome.
All right, I'm locked in. Country toads, take me home to the place I belong.
Oh, come on. Come on. Really?
You wanted me to say West Virginia.
I wasn't going to sing it for
That's
you.
exactly
You
right.
kidding me?
Come on.
I still have that poster you gave me. With
Good.
I
That's
have
awesome.
the sticker on my
Yeah.
laptop.
He does. I've seen it.
I do not have a sticker on my laptop. Well,
I'll bring y'all some cool stuff for a WrestleMania weekend. So
Yay.
Well, you've already sent us some
I'm
cool
locked in,
stuff,
by the
so-
way.
Oh, so it's just me?
I love my shirt.
So I was on a team with Chris, and we were talking, about, was it the first woman to own? Was it the first woman to coach, or to be a coach, or a baseball team owner, or president, or someone to work in the front office? Or was it the first person to throw a pitch? First woman to throw a pitch. And I can't remember what we said. I'm going to say, I don't know, first woman to hit a home run in a game.
I remember this one distinctly because I was shocked, and it turned out it was in a spring training game, and it was the first female umpire of a game.
Oh, that's right.
I also said umpire a game.
I say umpire a game.
Yep.
well, first time around, Jonathan, you and your teammate said Batgirl. And Chris Carmel said owner, and it was a game, the Yankees-Braves Hall of Fame game, umpire a spring training game is the correct answer.
Yep. As soon as he said the name, I knew what the answer was going to be.
Yeah.
It was good memory.
What did you say, Ben?
Umpire game.
Oh, good. So I'm the only one who got it wrong. Yay.
We appreciate your support in that, though.
Yeah.
She's happy for us.
I went down a little bit of when I was researching that question after checking it out, I went down a little bit of a wormhole about Pam Postema. And she ended up suing Major League Baseball for sexual discrimination after she didn't make it to the official major leagues and ended up getting thrown out. And she ended up publishing a book. I love this title of this book. She published a book called You've Got to Have Balls to Make It in This League.
Wow. I like it.
That is just a great title to a book. But yeah, about her struggle coming up through baseball. But anyway, your second question in the round is in the category music. From 148, Tyler Perrywinkle.
He only listened to 3 shows, and we missed every question.
I'm telling you, I listen to a lot more shows than that, and it's hard to find a lot of shows where all 4 of you are on it.
That's true. That's true.
That was the other thing I had to struggle with is I'd go through and I'd be like, well, there's 2, well, there's 3, there's 2. And
You didn't constrain yourself that way last time, by the way.
no, I didn't, but I just wanted to, be a little more. Anyway, your music question. In the 1971 song Ain't No Sunshine, Bill Withers repeats the phrase I know over and over. Within 2, how many times does he say the phrase?
Locked in.
Locked in. I don't know if I'm right, but I remember my reaction, and a number came in, and I'm not going to fight it.
I remember being high.
I don't remember you ever recording high.
I was going to say, that's Afro Man. Marijuana, okay?
Drugs are bad, okay? I remember being high. I remember being surprised because I was doing the I knows, and I think I came up with 12, and it ended up being more than that, which was ridiculous. And I don't know. I don't want to overthink. I'm just going to say 20.
I think I'm the next least confident. I said 27.
I remember it being the same letters of the alphabet, so I wrote 26.
It is 26.
First time around, everyone said 12. It is 26.
Yes. Oh, Carmela, this is not a good round for you.
I'm slipping further and further behind.
You are. You were so close to. You had taken a lead over Ben.
Well, let's go back to one that Carmela hosted.
Yay!
From 101 Winning. Your category is awards. The BAFTA Awards are presented in February preceding the Academy Awards each year. The award is named after the British Institute that presents them. What does BAFTA stand for?
Ah, crap. All right. I know I've done a really good job up until in the second half until this question.
So you want the full 5-letter acronym?
I want, yes, what each of the letters BAFTA.
All right. I'm not confident. I'm locked in. I'm just going to move on.
Locked in with my 70% confidence. I wrote the damn thing.
Yeah, but it was a long time ago. 2 years almost.
Man, we've been doing this show a long time.
And you guys are still the new guys.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, he told us at dinner. Now, we've been doing this show for
Almost
4 years.
No, almost 3. Remember, it's our third anniversary.
No, we've done it almost 4. It's our third anniversary.
I had my third anniversary in May.
After 4 years, you will hit your third anniversary.
What do I get?
And he still calls us
A
the new
fruitcake.
guys, me and Ben. Even though we've been doing this since, for me, episode 17.
Oh, there's no respect. No respect.
None.
I'm locked in.
So just me?
Yep.
F is film. I got that much. Film and Television Academy. British Arts Film and Television Academy. That doesn't make any sense. All right, I'm going to say British Arts Film and Television Academy.
All right. I wrote British Academy for Film, Theater, and Arts.
Oh, shoot. I wrote down British Academy of Film, Television, and Arts.
Oh, yeah, you're probably
I said British Academy of Film and Television Arts.
Yeah, crap.
First time around, Chris and Ben said British Arts Film Theater Academy. And Jonathan said British Academy Film and Television Awards. It is British Academy of Film and Television Arts.
Oh, I was so close.
So we had different little words in the middle.
Yeah.
Are Carmela and I both right, or?
I'm inclined to give it to you because I gave you the exact. Yeah, I'm inclined to give it to you. Yeah,
I agree with you.
All right.
I am traditionally an easy grader though, so I'm
You know what? I'm fine with it.
You are a benevolent overlord.
It's pub trivia. It's not Jeopardy. So,
I can't believe I didn't do TV. Oh, that frustrates me so.
All right, so that's the end of round 5.
I needed that.
Well,
I needed
Jonathan
that
swept
so
one.
badly.
That was the first one I missed all second half. That sucks.
All right. Jonathan has 112. Chris has 102. Ben has 96. Carmela has 88.
$20 is on the line.
Oh, yeah. Ben and I made a wager at the
I
beginning
wish
of
you
the
hadn't
game.
said that. I was hoping he'd forget about that.
Hell no, I'm not going to forget that.
So
Part of
apparently,
our strategy.
Wait a minute, no, it was the next NXT ticket.
That's
right?
how much
It's not
$20 is.
Well,
Oh, okay.
they are $20.
It's just funner to wager a thing. It feels less like you're just handing somebody $20 and more like you're doing something
Okay.
for them, even if you lose.
And it's fun.
I didn't realize it was that equal. So okay, very good. Your 6th round is a bit of a twist because all of the 6th round comes from the same show.
Tyler Periwinkle.
By Rob Warman.
From episode 100.
Oh, no!
Old Redemption Island.
I love this. This is my favorite.
We're going to miss twice.
3 times! Three times!
3 times. That's right. No. Oh.
Some of you have missed this question once. Some of you have missed this question twice. We'll see if a third time is the charm.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Hosted by Scott Barber. Your first question's in the category of food. Norfolk Giant and Newberry
No!
are varieties of what kind of fruit?
I don't know.
I still don't know. I don't know.
Scott, I can you're going to have to repeat the question.
I said I would never forget again. I said I'd never forget.
Okay, once Jonathan's done with his tantrum.
Oh, no.
I need. Do you want a glass of water?
It burns. God.
You know what's bad about this? I not only missed it in episode 100, I wrote the original question.
Are you going to get it this time?
I have no idea.
Because I know my wrong answer both times. Because I know Scott said, okay, Chris, you gave the same wrong answer. So I know the wrong answer. Danged if I don't know what the right answer is.
I wrote this question 2015.
I think I'm going to write the wrong answer again, dang it. I'm going to walk myself into it.
Hold on. Read the question.
Jonathan, hold me. I'm scared. I'm so scared.
You guys killed Scott. He's literally dying over there.
Okay, that's got to be the show title. Jonathan, hold me. I'm scared. That is the funniest crap.
I was hoping this would be the Return to Redemption Island, but it might have to be Escape from Redemption Island.
Escape from Redemption Island. I like that
Scott's face is so red right now.
My God. He's about as red as those socks on his head.
That's right. I knew when I was doing this, the first thing I said, I've got to go back to 100 and see if they missed any on.
We've got to go back.
I'm so glad you didn't do this for the gauntlet, though. Oh, that would have been so brutal.
Oh, that would have been cruel. Oh, my God.
Oh, and this isn't?
No, this is great.
Let's examine your failures twice.
By the way, I'm locked in.
I'm locked in, too. I just locked in.
I'm going to lock in.
No!
I think it came to me while I was whining.
Oh, okay.
As most things do.
All right.
Yeah, true.
Touche.
Chris, feel free to talk it out.
I'm afraid. I'm so afraid.
Yes, we've covered that.
I feel like the woman in the Blair Witch Project with the camera right in front of my face going, I'm so afraid.
I'm so scared right now.
Yes, exactly. That is me right now.
I hate that movie.
It's also
and then
very
soon
fake.
soon you're gonna see this bump, and then my camera's gonna fall down because I'm dead because of this question. Take Scott. All right. I think I initially answered cherries. I'm pretty sure.
The new berry cherry.
I remember you saying
That's what I remember.
new berry cherry.
I think I initially answered cherries on this.
I remember answering cherry again last time because I couldn't think of anything else to say.
That's why I'm afraid, because that's the first thing that came into my head, and I'm just like, no, it's not cherries, you freaking moron.
Cherry.
There's only one person. Oh wait, I'm going to say raspberry, because I think I remember making the joke. There's only one person that gives me the raspberry, and that's Lone Star. And I think I may have said it's fun. So I'm locking in with not cherry, not eagle eye, not blue cherry, not cherry Kool-Aid.
What is blue cherry?
It's a type of Gatorade.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so afraid here. Okay. I'm locking in with raspberry. Final answer.
You can see on my page right here, I locked in with raspberry.
I feel bad. I locked in strawberry.
Ooh.
Carmela?
I think I said your original answer, which was apples.
Ooh. That's what you locked in with just now?
Yeah.
Chris and Jonathan with raspberry.
And I remember because you guys gave me a hard time because I hadn't seen Spaceballs before.
Oh,
and you made me watch Spaceballs.
Yes.
Well, in episode 42, Jonathan said cherry. Chris said apple. On episode 100, Jonathan said apple. Carmela, Chris also said apple. Okay. And Ben said watermelon. The title of the episode is Spaceballs, the Trivia Podcast, and it was called that because of the joke Chris made. The answer is raspberry.
You guys suck.
At least I'm consistent. I said apples again. So on episode 300.
Yeah, when this comes around again in 300, yeah.
I paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence and committed no crime.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
That is...
I've made mistakes. I've made a few.
What's happening?
Your second question in round number 6, also from episode 100. Geography.
Oh, crap.
Geo crappy.
Originally from Trivial Warfare 40, Bohica, the question is, how many states border the Great Lakes?
No, damn it, no.
All right.
I feel like Tracy Morgan in that gif.
No.
No.
No. Hell no.
No, you know what I feel like? I feel like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. It's just like, oh my God, it's coming back to haunt us again.
Is it too early for flapjacks?
Oh.
Ned Ryerson. Needle Nose Ned the Head. Bing.
Dang, I didn't
Yeah,
realize
Ricketts.
this was like one of your favorite movies.
Got shingles real bad senior year. Almost didn't graduate. Bing again.
I've had shingles. It sucks.
Yeah, and it was recent.
I had my house shingled. That
No.
sucked
Was it?
too.
No?
I had shingles when I was
That sucked
20.
too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So is BC before Chris?
Yeah, before Chris. I was like, don't only old people get shingles? No, I got
No.
when I was 20.
Mm-mm. Sadly, no. So
This
how
has
many?
been
How
shingles
many?
talk.
How many? Yeah, I know. All right. How many?
Coming
states,
to you in 2015.
Just say it again, Scott,
Coming to
please.
you, 2015, Shingles Talk. Yes. How many states border the Great Lakes?
I felt so good, and now it just came crashing to a halt.
I know it's one of two numbers.
I'm locked in. I'm not going to overthink this anymore. I redeemed myself with the raspberry.
Lone Star. I am also locked in.
I'm going to be so upset if I get this wrong again. I'm locked in.
All right, Carmela.
I'm very upset.
Don't be upset. We still love you.
Oh, well, that's very sweet. So I started writing down some states. I wrote down like Pennsylvania and Ohio and Illinois and Michigan because I know all of those border at least one Great Lake. And that's 4. But I know it was higher than 4. At least I was pretty sure it was. So I also wrote down New York, thinking that maybe part of New York touches Lake Erie. So that's 5. But I feel like it was 6. And I'm trying to think of what that 6th state would be that would touch it.
Canada. Mexico.
At least Canada is next to a Great Lake.
Barbacoa.
Barbacoa is delicious. Anyway, you get barbacoa tacos at Cantina Laredo.
Ooh, yeah, now you're talking.
Doesn't help me at all to talk about food right now. I'm going to say 6, and I'm going to get it wrong, and I'm going to fall further behind, and I'm going to lose. So, 6.
I'm sorry that all of those things are true.
Dang.
Damn! I might miss it too, unfortunately. I remember answering 6 the first time. I feel very confident I said either 5 or 6 the first time. And last time, I remember over-adjusting and saying it's much higher than I thought it would be, and I went 9. And 9 was wrong as well. I listed out what I feel confident of: Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Ohio, New York,
Wisconsin, that's what I was
Michigan, and I believe Pennsylvania might reach out and grab it too. I think
Lake Erie hits Pennsylvania.
yeah, the number's either 7 or 8, and I went 8.
I thought I went 7 the last time and got it wrong. And I thought it was smaller. I actually went with 5.
All right, so I was born in Detroit. I feel like I should have the most amount of thunder around this. So I drew as best as I could: Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, because Chicago is right next to Indiana, because there's an East Chicago, Indiana, which
That's
is right
Ohio.
on the Great Lakes.
It's right next to Ohio.
No, Illinois borders Indiana, and Indiana borders Ohio.
Chicago doesn't border Indiana, though. You just said Chicago borders Indiana.
Gary, Indiana is very close to Chicago. I know that. I know that to be a
That is
geographical
true.
fact.
Is it really?
Because Randy went to Chicago and then went to South Bend for a Notre Dame game.
I apologize. I'm getting my
Yeah.
states mixed
You
up.
you could be wrong. That's fine. I actually
am
lived
clearly
in
wrong.
in this area.
All right, cool. Well, then Indiana gives me my 8th state, so now I feel real
Wisconsin,
good.
Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio,
No one likes you,
Pennsylvania,
Jonathan.
and New York.
That's
I
not
do
true.
not think Minnesota borders a Great Lake. I think that it is bordered by Canada to the north and by the Upper Peninsula of Michigan to the east. I do not think it touches a Great Lake, so I answered 7.
Come on, 8. Come on,
All right.
8.
Well, in episode 40, Chris, you said 6. Jonathan, you said 9. On Trivial Warfare 100, Chris, you said 7. Jonathan again said 9. Carmela said 5.
At
And
least I
Ben
got
said
closer this time.
the correct answer: Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, 8.
Jonathan feels vindicated, and Ben, don't jump down the stairs, Ben. That could be dangerous.
We are the champions, my friend.
Damn it. No offense to people who live in Minnesota.
Looking at you, Lundberg.
I was gonna say,
Vikings
like,
settled in
like-
Minnesota. How would they get there other than the Great
Rob
Lakes?
Orman lives in Minnesota.
How would they get there other than the
Raymond
Great
Morris,
Lakes?
General Raymond, Minnesota. Andrew, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
So Jonathan's the only one who got that right?
Yep.
Jonathan is 2 for 2 in the episode 100 questions. Can he sweep it?
Shh. Don't say that, crowd.
You're having
That's
a
right. He's
perfect
pitching
round
a
so
perfect
far,
game
Jonathan.
in the 6th round.
Your last question in round 6 and your last chance for points before the final. In the category of sports,
Sport ball.
No! I knew you were going
We-
to ask this one.
we started with a show reference. We're ending with a show reference. Who holds the record for the most points scored in a single game of the National Hockey League?
I think I remember. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
You just made the TV beep up, dude.
Beep. My TV's beeping up. Beep, 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 beep.
Can you please ask the question? Because Jonathan and Carmela were being noisy.
Who holds the record for the most points scored in a single game of the National Hockey League? Originally from episode 36, Cheaters Never Win.
The whole time we were sitting here doing this, I was like, I hope you ask this question. But no, I knew you were going to ask this question instead. I was hoping for new writers of the Purple Sage. I was really hoping for it.
Oh, not yeah. No kidding.
It was on the list, but
But I
it was
remembered
there.
that one.
But he didn't have enough sports questions, so come on.
Yeah,
Didn't have enough
evidently.
sports questions.
I was
Yeah, I didn't have enough music questions either. Jeez, it seemed like those were the two I had the most of, was sports and music.
I already answered a can of McMaple bacon once this episode.
Canada McMaple Bacon Jr.
Return of Canada.
Oh, Return of McMaple Bacon.
You're off the case, McMaple Bacon.
Oh, you can make it a crime story.
Turn in your badging gun, McMaple Bacon.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing, Scott. Holy cow. Carmela, you need to copyright this junk.
You're back on the case, McMaple Bacon. McMaple Bacon.
Good job.
Coming at you in live Technicolor.
I'm locked in.
I just see one of those old 70s cop shows.
So, do you know who wrote this question originally?
I did.
Excellent. We're going to let Ben sweat it out here. We're trying to figure out the answer. So, I'm locked in. Ben?
Everybody's locked in?
Yep.
It's not a common last name. At least I don't think it is. I think it ends with an N, like Bartman. I'm locked in with Overman.
Okay. I locked in. I had no idea. I still don't remember it. I'm not going to remember it. I'm going to get a little bit further behind, but that's okay. I did Brett's dad, Bobby Hull.
The name I wrote down came to me immediately, which was very exciting. And the name wasn't Sizzler. It was Sittler.
Okay.
I wrote down Sittler. I think his first name might be Daryl, but I wrote down Sittler.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. I wrote McMaple Bacon 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Fine choice.
Well, last time, Chris, you said Paul Correa.
Okay.
And Ben went with Stenson. Jonathan said Hayes. And then commented, you could ask me this again tomorrow and I won't remember it. But fortunately for him, it's not tomorrow. It's much later than that because the answer is Daryl Sittler.
Yes!
Wow.
Whatever. My answer was still the best answer in that episode.
It's become a legendary, and that's the reason I started with a show reference and ended with a show.
Yeah. I knew you were going to ask it. And I'm like, I don't know that guy's name. Never looked it up again.
I don't know why I remembered it, but it popped in there really
when
fast.
you said Sittler, I'm like, yep, that's the right answer.
Yeah. I think Chris made a Sizzler joke.
Oh, okay.
That's the Sizzler part was part of my answer.
Gotcha.
Jonathan answered 7 right in a row.
Yep.
Wow. You got 7 in a row.
That is true. I did.
All right.
Going into the final, Jonathan has 142. Chris has 112. Ben has 96, and Carmela has 88.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
All right. So what is the category for the gauntlet?
Your category for the gauntlet, 3 questions. Have to get them all right for the points. Your category is simply 200.
200. No idea how hard these are going to be.
Oh, yeah, and I just realized, I don't know why I didn't think about it, but the NFL question was 200 wins for or more for coaches. Nicely done, Scott. Nicely done, Scott.
That's right.
Well done, sir.
Thanks.
All right, I'm locked in.
All right, my wager's locked in.
Wager's locked in.
All right, so everyone's locked in with their points, yes?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So, your 3 questions in the category of 200. Your first question.
That's 300.
Oh. I was close.
No, you were 100 off.
But I was counting by hundreds. I was only one away.
Look,
No.
this is the Thunder to 200.
Oh, God.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Ben had my back that day.
So stupid. Also, that happened in episode 100.
It did.
Did we hit 200 in 100?
Yeah, no, the Thunder
We were
200.
close.
The fact that we created the Thunder
We
to
created
200.
that in 200 in 100?
Yeah,
Oh.
because I was like, Scott, no.
That was the tiebreaker. Yeah,
That's
all
right. That's right.
Great.
Yes.
Great. It's memorable. Do you remember any of the other ones?
Well, yeah, they remember the
Fitty?
Tree Fitty.
Tree Fitty was
Oh, well,
awesome.
350 was a good one, yeah.
Tell me about Tree Fitty. Said, no, you damn Loch Ness monster.
All right, Scott, what's the first
Ben has
question?
got his game face on over there, man.
He's ready. He's
is.
ready. Laser focused, man.
There's a ticket on the
He's
line
got-
here, man.
He's got that NX. He's got that.
I have to get
Got
these
that-
right because there's no way he bet enough to miss it and me get past him. So I have to
Got
get
that
these right.
NXT look in his face. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
it. Just focused. All right. Category of 200. Your first question. What NASCAR Hall of Fame driver is the owner of a record which is unlikely to ever be broken? 200 wins at the Cup Series level.
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Your second question. Diophantus of Alexandria was born around the year 200 AD. He is known as the father of what kind of mathematics, whose name comes from the Arabic for reunion of broken parts?
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
How did y'all lock in so fast? You don't know Arabic that much.
How do you know?
I know you guys.
It's all Greek to me.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in. Not happy about it, but I'm locked in.
Your final question in the gauntlet. Exactly 200 years ago this Christmas Eve, what song was sung for the first time in the Church of St. Nicholas in Oberndorf near Salzburg?
What?
Damn.
Yeah, say that again. Spell Orbendorf, whatever you said, in Salzburg.
It's Mr. Wonderful, Orndorff.
Oberndorf is Oberndorf. Oberndorf. Near Salzburg. Salzburg.
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
Really cool concept for the questions, by the way, Scott.
Yeah, this
Thank
is
you.
great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sin 6 for vetting these, and especially Wesley Wells for essentially writing the second one.
Totally could see that.
I kind of came up with the concept, and he, at the exact same time I came up with it, he spit it back at me, and I said, well, that's much better than anything I had, so I'm just stealing that.
Do you think it could be Jingle Bell Rock?
You should go with that.
I think maybe.
Or Rock Around the Christmas Tree at the Christmas Party Hop.
Mm-hmm. rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop.
That wasn't an invitation for you to sing it. That wasn't an invitation for you to sing it.
That's ice cold.
Your face was just like.
It was that hurt dog look. It's like,
I'm sorry. I'll scratch you behind your ear later.
He prefers having his butt itched.
Give you one of those bully sticks that Lauren likes to give Troy and Bella.
I'm desperate. But Ben and I have something on the line here. We're both trying desperately to figure out the logic behind this question.
You said what song was sung for the first time?
Yep.
Yes, sung for the first time.
I'm locked in.
Everybody's locked in?
Yes.
To clarify, is there possibly more than one correct answer based upon what language you respond in?
I'll be pretty liberal in taking that into account. Yeah, I mean, if you give me the original title in another language, I'll give you credit for it. Sure.
I'm gonna give you the modern title, and if you need more clarification, I can do the original.
Modern title works. I can tell you that for sure.
Oh God, I'm locked in.
All right.
Man.
It's all over but the crying.
All right. So your first question, once again, what NASCAR Hall of Fame driver is the owner of a record which is unlikely to ever be broken, 200 wins at the Cup Series level?
I said Richard Petty.
I said Richard Petty.
Number 43, Richard Petty.
I said Richard Petty too.
Yes!
Damn right.
Doesn't mean it's right, but we won't know yet.
It's
Your
it's fine.
second question. Diophantus of Alexandria was born around the year 200 AD. He was known as the father of what kind of mathematics whose name comes from the Arabic for reunion of broken parts?
Because I knew the word originated in Arabic, I wrote down algebra.
Ben?
It sounded a lot like Algeria, which I know is an Arabic country. I said algebra.
Carmela?
I should have said algebra, but I said trigonometry.
Because I knew the root of algebra was Arabic, and the other ones all sounded made up mathematical stuff, while algebra doesn't sound like any other thing. I said algebra.
And your final question in the gauntlet. Exactly 200 years ago this Christmas Eve, what song was sung for the first time in the Church of St. Nicholas in Oberndorf near Salzburg?
God, I hope I got this right.
I could not figure out the logic behind the question of what would make it obvious for that to be the right answer, so I just went with what I consider to be the biggest Christmas song, and I said Silent Night.
I was kind of bopping around with
Christmas tree?
but with Amazing Grace, but I knew Amazing Grace was actually written in the in 1700s, and so that's why I kind of moved away from that. But then I remembered the German roots to Silent Night and wrote Silent Night.
I went a different direction. We talked about O Tannenbaum in the last one, so I locked in O Christmas Tree.
I went Ben's route and I said O Tannenbaum.
Oh, God, it could be either one.
Sheesh. Silent
All right.
Night is a great answer, though.
That makes
is
more
a
sense
great
for the
Drama.
church than O Tannenbaum does.
Yeah,
Drama.
You're right.
All right. Your first question, what NASCAR Hall of Fame driver is the owner of a record which is unlikely to ever be broken? 200 wins at the Cup Series level. Second place is David Pearson at 105. That tells you the separation between these two drivers. Yes, the owner of that record and considered by many the greatest driver of all time, 7-time champion, Richard Petty, the King.
Yay! I know I got one.
Your second question, Diophantus of Alexandria was born around the year 200 AD. He was known as the father of what kind of mathematics whose name comes from the Arabic for reunion of broken parts? That is algebra.
Wow.
Yeah, I really should.
I got a math question right.
And your final question in the gauntlet, exactly 200 years ago this Christmas Eve, what song was sung for the first time in the Church of St. Nicholas in Oberndorf near Salzburg? It went on to become the third best-selling single in history. When Bing Crosby did it, it was originally called Stille Nacht. It's Silent Night.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
The originals got these questions right.
That's correct.
The older players at
That's
the table. the original crew.
As opposed to the new guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
the new guys.
Not the new guys, they missed them.
Man.
By the way, O Tannenbaum does not sound like O Canada.
I put O Tannenbaum and O Canada together, and it made an ugly mix.
Cannonball.
What he said.
Maple bacon, no McMaple bacon.
I believe you're going to NXT for free, Jonathan.
Well, we'll find out.
We're going to find out.
Oh, no.
No, actually, that's a definite, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's a definite.
Yeah.
I got myself.
Well, I'll go first.
Okay.
Bet everything.
Ooh.
Good bet. Good bet. All right. Carmela finishes with 0.
Yep. Stupid algebra. I knew that.
Ben, you're next.
I went 60.
60 was the bet. He finishes with 36. Chris, you had 112.
I wish I could say I bet 100 points, but no. I was
99.
No. I was actually betting to see if you and Ben could possibly go after each other and miss it. I bet 0.
That's actually the smart bet if you're in
Did
the
you
middle.
really bet 0?
Yeah, I bet 0.
Wow.
That's honestly the smartest thing for him to do.
Well, it's not the dumbest thing for him to do, that's for sure. Especially if you don't think you're going to get it right. So I didn't want to risk getting it wrong and losing to a 0, so I bet 29.
Oh, all right.
So I finished. If Ben had gotten it right, and I was terrified that he was about to say Silent Night, if he had said Silent Night, he would have won. I finished with exactly 170. Next, no, you wouldn't have won.
I wouldn't have won. You still outbid me.
Nope. Never mind then. I had him covered. 171 to 112 to 36 to 0. It's another win for Jonathan.
No, that was great.
Good game.
Well
Well
deserved.
played.
That was
good.
Well played, sir.
Good job,
Well played.
Scott.
Yes.
Thank
well done,
you.
Scott.
This is
Thank
such an
you.
honor and a pleasure. I love putting this game together. The going back and researching and getting to listen to the old episodes. This is such a fun game, and of course, to see everybody in the room again, just a wonderful time. I don't get to come on because the show's blown up so much. I don't get to come on as much as I used to, but I love coming on for these milestone episodes. I hope we can do this again for 300. And
Pencil him in for 300.
Man, I hope we're around for 300. If we are,
See you
we'll
in
be
2
here.
years.
we're in the future in 2020, and like I was saying, in the year 2020. Well, maybe I'll use my flying car to actually make it down to Jacksonville. And record.
Oh, that would
Good
be
in
awesome.
house.
Just take a bridge.
So, all you listeners that wonder why Ben doesn't play by himself, this is why. Because I scored 90 points.
90. I scored less than 90
That's
points in the last game, Ben.
Well, in a game where you scored 140, that's a bit of a gap.
In all fairness, he did hear the questions beforehand.
Yeah, Jonathan has been in literally every episode.
And
Can't argue
he's
that.
listened to every episode at least 2 or 3
but
times.
all these questions, we've all been in every episode. So that's not an excuse either.
Anyway, great job, Scott.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank
Scott.
you. Great
I did
job to
have
all
fun.
of you as well.
All right, so I'm actually going to skip reviews today.
Yeah.
We don't need any reviews
No,
for
not
this
for
one.
the 200.
200 doesn't need any reviews.
It's a review in itself because we're still here.
Even though we're not going to do reviews today, I definitely want to recognize our new and promoted patrons in the Trivial Warfare Army. We're going to start off with Kieran McKeefery. Kieran is a friend of mine over in jolly old England. He is the head of technology at Rebel Base Media, which is a fantastic podcasting and website company. I love everybody over at Rebel Base Media. Highly recommend them for anybody who's getting into podcasting. Our friend Mark Asquith is the head dog over there. So thank you, Kieran. I love to see that you enjoy the show enough that you had to sign up as a lieutenant to make sure you weren't missing episodes. That really makes me feel good. We have a couple of additional new lieutenants, Jason Stives and Joshua Anthony O'Day. Thank you, gentlemen. We have a new Lieutenant Colonel, Harry Yowell. Thank you, Harry. That's fantastic. Daniel Joseph Barnett, Billy Hoffman, Mr. Jeremiah Crabfeet, Donald Gordon, Eric Slavin, Sarah Balmer, Melanie Brown, Christopher Bauer, and Evan Mount are all new lieutenants in the Trivial Warfare Army in the month of December. Thank you all so much. Caitlin Dunn is a new lieutenant colonel. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Caitlin. That's fantastic. Alex Tignor is a new lieutenant. This is actually a gift from Adam Ivetic. So welcome to the Army, Alex Tignor. Mike Showers is a new lieutenant in the Trivial Warfare Army. This is a gift as well. This one is from Megan Showers. So welcome, Mike. Brian McClure joined us as a major in November, and he said, now wait a minute. This is really, really good. I want to be a lieutenant colonel. So Brian McClure has promoted himself to lieutenant colonel. Thank you so much, Brian. Stephen Stanley and Julie Wade have joined us as a new captain in the Trivial Warfare Army. Thank you, Stephen and Julie. Pat Hatcher is also a new captain. Thanks, Pat. I really appreciate you. Nick Armstrong is a new lieutenant in the Trivial Warfare Army. Welcome, Nick. Some other new lieutenants are Jake, just Jake, which, hey, that's cool. James Martin and Molly Lafferty are all new lieutenants in the Trivial Warfare Army. Thank you all. Jackie Lefevre and the duo of Kathy Jordan and Jeff Oblinger are new lieutenants as well. Thank you all so much. Now, Jackie, I apologize if I have mispronounced Lefevre. I really have no idea what the correct pronunciation of your last name is, so let me know, okay? I appreciate it. We have a big one. Stephen Lona has joined us as a new full colonel. Man, it's interesting, guys. So the thing about the new model is it definitely motivates people to sign up at the lieutenant level. And at the lieutenant level, you're essentially subscribing to the show to make sure that you hear everything. That's the basics. When you sign up higher than that, that's more than subscribing. That's getting the subscription, but that's really saying, hey, I want to support the show. That's the difference between, hey, I'm paying for something, and I really am saying, hey, putting my money out there and saying, I want to support you guys. And so, Stephen, you are truly supporting us, man. Colonel Stephen Lona. Thank you. Derek Taylor is a new captain. Thanks, Derek. Robbie Stevens has promoted himself from lieutenant to captain. That's awesome. Thanks, Robbie. Heather Sabota is a new lieutenant. Just signed up today, as a matter of fact. And last but not least, Blaine Holderbaum is a new major in the Trivial Warfare Army. So that is the list for all of December from the beginning of the month to the end, because we didn't do any promotions, or we didn't name any promotions in the last public episode. I want to give you guys an update on how things are going. It always warms my heart when I read off the list of people that I want to thank for signing up or for promoting themselves. But it has been, believe it or not, a really hard month. And I know it's probably holidays, it's probably Christmas and all of that. One of the things that has been really, really amazing since the beginning is that every month we have increased the bottom line. The number that we've earned from listener support has increased every month. Sometimes it's been as little as $20 more. In the middle of the big answering the call, we had some really, really big months, which was fabulous. This month, until this morning when Blaine Holderbaum and Heather Sabota signed up, they put us out of the negative. They put us out of the negative. We were on track to decrease our support for the first time ever this month until those two people signed up. So it gives you a sense. I never read off the drops. I never read off anything like that. I don't want to make anybody feel bad. But we have had multiple instances of people kind of taking advantage of the system where they sign up during a month and then drop before the end of the month. That gets them access to content, and obviously they never actually support it. And it makes us think that they have until they don't, which is always disappointing. So that's where that is. I'm really hoping that January gets us back on track. I've been really proud and happy of the bonus content that we've put out for everybody in the last 2 months. We have more on the way, but we've put a lot of extra stuff out recently. And I'm continually planning on what the next thing is or how to do the next thing. So really excited about what the future holds and looking forward to getting back on track in January. And I want to end this segment just by saying thank you. Some of you are brand new and you intend on being here for a long time, and I thank you. That's fantastic. Some of you have been here for a long time. You've been with us all the way, and can't thank you enough. You are truly the lifeblood of the show. And I don't want to make anybody feel bad who does have to drop out. Sometimes life happens, and frankly, I've always said, take care of yourself first. That's the most important thing. So I want to thank you guys as well. People who have supported us and then had to stop for whatever reason. I still appreciate you. You've helped us, and I just want to say thank you for that. And Happy New Year to everybody. This episode is coming out right the day before New Year's, 2 days before New Year's. And so this is kind of a reflective moment for me. So I just want to say thank you. It's been a fantastic 2018. I'm very proud of episode 200 and what we've done here. And I'm wishing all of you a healthy and happy 2019. Scott, causes, shout outs, promotions. What's going on in your world?
Biggest shout out, of course, the Sin Six. Love those guys. I often say I'm the 7th best player on the Sinister Six. Just a room full of killers, those guys, between Wes and Phil and Dan and Mike and Jeffrey. Y'all know them, you love them. And I wouldn't know any of those people. Wouldn't know any of those people if it wasn't for this show. So I can't thank you all enough for how you've changed my life with this show, because this has been a big year for me trivia wise. I had a state championship, now national championship, and now, onward and upward. Got to play in Geek Bowl. And meet so many people.
It was really great to meet you in Boston.
It was great to meet everybody.
Oh, yes, for sure. Scott's
so
like everybody's favorite, too. He's humble and sweet and good looking, apparently. What's up with that?
Wait, what? Good. Oh, gosh.
Maybe that was just me and David talking. I don't know. I don't remember.
David Livesey. My gosh. You want to talk about good looking dude.
It's that killer smile.
That guy's a freaking, don't get me started. I'm already sweating a little. Whew.
Daniel better watch out, because Ben's got eyes on him too.
He's verklempt.
Oh, I'm telling you, that guy's a keeper.
And it's Levacy.
All right,
it is Levacy. It will correct you on that. Yeah.
Any other shout outs or promotions?
Nothing else going on. Just a shout out to the Sin Six as always. Thanks again to Steve Bonneman for everything he did with Nationals this year, and just, all love to the Trivia Warfare Army. I can't wait to see a lot of you in February and March for Geek Bowl 13.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up. So for Scott, for Ben, for Carmela, and Chris, this is Jonathan, and I'm going to NXT for free. And this has been another episode of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for listening to Trivial Warfare. To learn more about the show and become a warhead yourself, visit trivialwarfare.com. You can subscribe to the show on iTunes or in any other good podcast app. And find us on Facebook or Twitter by searching Trivial Warfare. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. If you need help with your podcast, find it at propodcastingservices.com.
Nice. It's going to get better over time. I just put an order in for a big, giant fat head behind us, and working on a runner for the table.
Nice.
What's the fat head of? It's not us, is it?
You.
Oh, crap.
Chris's giant head right behind us.
Oh, my God.
I think I just peed a little.
I don't know if I want to.
Every time when you walk in, you have to rub his head for good luck.
Oh, my God.
Rub his face for good luck.
Oh.
No. I'd rather have my bad luck.
I can't believe you spoiled it. I would have died to have seen Chris's face when he saw his face.
Every time somebody comes on for the first time, they're like, "Holy shit, what's that? That's a fat head."
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Do it with none of us in the room, though. Like they can't see you. All they see is a head.
And just record their reaction to. I don't see them, but there's Chris. Well, Kind of, Chris.
By the way, Scott, we need to talk because I want to make sure that you're see if you're still coming for WrestleMania this year.
It's funny you said that. I thought about that yesterday. I was like, I wonder if Chris is still thinking about us all getting together for WrestleMania.
Well, we're already doing it, but like I said, you have a place to stay and the whole bit, man. All you got to do is get down here. Say what?
Where is it?
WrestleMania? No. He's going to watch it with us.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah. I'm coming down to watch WrestleMania.
Dude, I got a spare bedroom. Do you got a spare bedroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got two.
Chris has a spare bedroom.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
so you could stay with either one of us if you want to stay as a bachelor.
I have a bar and a pool table.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, Jonathan wins.
It's a hard sell. It's a pretty.
Chris has a dog and a wife,
and 125 board games.
That's true.
If this was Dan on the other side of the mic,
I
it might be an easier sell.
Yeah, that's probably true. But Dan, I think, has half of the games I have.
So did you guys record 199 or 201 just now? Or?
Thank you, Ben.
199.
Yeah, 199.
Yeah.
Give me that remote. That remote's not trash.
Here, take.
You left utensils on the floor.
A grain of rice off the table too.
Ben, take Jonathan's face over to that table.
Oh.
Little mean.
It's too heavy because it's attached to his fat ass.
Oh no!
Wow!
Woo! Man,
Whoa.
I can tell you guys have been in a room for.
Oh my goodness!
Ben's on his
Benjamin.
Ben's on his second IPA right now.
I'm going to cut you off of drinking my beer. Hey, take your own trash over there.
3 months.
No. You're allowed to drink it just after the episode.
I thought Ben was going to get up and throw the headset down and be like, "To hell with this, I'm out of here."
Well, that'd be one way to avoid the loss.
Oh, dear Lord!
You could get used to it too because Carmela's winning this episode.
I'm gonna make a wager right now. $20 says I finished with more points than you do.
Ooh!
Oh,
challenge extended.
I'll take that bet.
All right, let's do it.
I'll take. Now, you know what? I'll bet you the next ticket for NXT.
All right, let's do that.
Challenge accepted. All right, man.
I have no idea what's going on.
I think Ben, for him to be that confident, he's been all kinds of listening to back episodes
Not at all.
for the last 3 months, getting ready for this.
Not at all.
I have not.
Not at all.
I haven't either.
I'm going to be taking score myself over here to make sure you don't pistol whip my ass. There, please.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. You ready?
Right, cool.
Okay, cool.
Have you hit record?
Yeah.
Started a new project?
Oh, yeah, I wasn't missing any of that banter. You kidding me? Joel, if you edit that, you better unedit that. you better put it somewhere.
Including this. Right.
Irma Gersh.
You be nice to Joel.
I know.
I pay Joel. I am nice to him. He appreciates me.
Yeah, doesn't mean
helps
you could yell at him. He's not your servant.
Jonathan helps put food on his table, man.
That's right.
Or
food on the man's table.
Dry food, because he doesn't eat wet food. I love you, Joel.
Wow.
She got you, dude. She got you.
Jonathan got giggly.
Jonathan reminded me of Don Draper.
Jonathan, I know something about Joel.
Oh, okay. Oh my.
Jonathan reminded me of Don Draper there in the episode where he told Peggy that's what the money was for. Whenever she was like, I don't have any appreciation around. That's what the money is for.
Exactly. That's why I'm paying you.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started.
All right, let's go.
Aardvark.
Knew it. Surrounded by assholes.
Keep firing holes.
Aaron.
British Aaron Film and
British.
Television Academy.
You done messed up now, British Aaron.
Thou hast foiled immensely, British Aaron.
I mean, the B stands for Balake.
Balake. Yes. Oh, I wish there was a J in here so we could say Jaqueline.
Jaqueline?
Jaqueline.
Timothy. Present.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pinky, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think so, Brian. Where are we going to get rubber pants at this type of night?
Oh, that's a good question. Hold, please.
My Chili Talk with Ben and Chris.
New podcast coming out in 2015. That year is in the past now that I think about it.
I was going to say 2015.
I thought that was I thought that's what you were going for. I was like, that makes it even funnier.
It was just him being dumb. He has the dumb.
I has
So much of the dumb.
Another show title.
If there's anybody that's going to be dumb here, that's me. Do not step on my shtick.
I'm pretty sure your
Hey,
stick
now.
doesn't reach
Hey,
the
now.
ground.
Someone has gone through puberty.
I said shtick, not stick.
Oh, sorry. The Skype connection is not great.
No, it's just fine.
You haven't lived till you've been thrown out of a museum in Spain before,
That's
right?
true. Well, you actually have to go to Spain first for that to happen for me.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah,
know.
if they confiscate your phone, it backfires on you.
I heard it rains in Spain.
Down on the plane?
Yeah, out on the plane, for sure.
Ben, are you
All right,
are
I'm
you locked in?
My wager's locked in.
Okay.
They say Spain's pretty, but I've never been.
I do kind of like the music.
Music.
I kind of like the music.
Oh, yeah, I can tell you guys are recorded for like 6 hours now. So.
I'm just a little bit of punch drunk.